Hey, I'm Cliff.
And I'm Susan.
And welcome to the Cliff and Susan podcast.
Today we're checking in with you guys. We hadn't done a podcast in a hot minute, so we are going to be visiting with you about our music career. Our podcast is sharing everything about our music and our lives as musicians. We share a little bit of behind the scenes as well as the projects we're working on. Sometimes we have specific topics. Sometimes we just sit and chat. I think
this is going to be a sit and chat.
It's going to be a lot of topics, but chatting about.
Yeah.
A
lot of structure.
The last podcast we had, we went into our debut album and all of the songs on the album, and since then we've done a lot, guys. We've been hard at it every week and every day, and so most recently we headed over to Nashville. We're also going to visit a little bit. I'll just kind of give you the rundown of my bullets what we're going to talk about today. The latest with our music career, we went to Nashville. We've been to Muscle Shoals. We're about to record some more. We record here in our home in Little Rock, Arkansas at our studio. We're going to share with you guys how you can join our fan club and what we're doing over there because we're doing some cool things there. We'll talk about Oaklawn, our partnership with Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. Oaklawn Hot Springs now is their brand. And we're in the middle of that contract and doing shows every weekend. So we'll talk about some shows.
As of today, April 3rd, we are getting ready to head into the eclipse weekend, which is going to be absurd. And
we're going to get into that. I'm just getting the highlights. We're about to go deep.
I just wanted them to have, if you're not listening currently.
It's the calm before the storm because there's millions of people coming to Arkansas right now. And then Keys to the Weekend is a new segment I started with Justin Acri and DJ Williams on 103.7 The Buzz. And that's exciting because I'm sharing the weekly Arkansas music calendar and doing some cool things to promote on the radio here in Arkansas. And then we've been really, really working hard on the Entertainers Academy. We've got a 12-week boot camp we're launching to help other artists have full-time careers doing live shows and all of the things we've done to diversify and the full portfolio of everything that we do. We're sharing that and teaching that in our Entertainers Academy. And then I wanted to visit a little bit about AI and technology.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
So let's jump off.
This might not even be us. We might be AI right now.
We are not AI, not yet. I do have a way to clone us and clone our voices and clone our
that's a thing.
Avatar, and then we could just type in the computer and it could just spit out and make us animate. It's still a little wonky right now, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So what's the first topic?
Our music career, which we'll lead with that. We are a married music duo. Some of you, mostly probably anyone listening to this podcast, found it because you already know who we are. But if you happen upon our music or our podcast, we are a married music duo. Country music is our original music, and but we do live shows, over 200 shows a year together.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that's
cover shows. So we do over 2,000 songs. In fact,
bread and butter.
We're probably pushing 3 at this point, knowing us.
Most likely. We add so many songs. We probably add at least 3 to 5 per week, I'd say.
And then we surprise ourselves with knowing songs we didn't even know with a little help from a device. But we do a cover show, and it's country rock, oldies, and blues. And you see me on keys, singing and playing keys, and then Cliff's on guitar and fiddle. In our show, he plays over 10 instruments. But in our show, he's on guitar, and then he picks up the fiddle. And
harmonica a little bit.
And harmonica. And we both sing, and we have 3 and 4 hour shows, and we just love it. It's like our life is so great. It's awesome to have music be our career and to be able to honestly cover shows and the magic that happens with getting people to sing and dance. It's just awesome. So that's kind of the behind the scenes of what we do. We do live in Little Rock, and we're sitting here in our studio. If you're watching, we do have a video element to our podcast now. So you can find us on YouTube, Cliff and Susan, and you can watch us while we're sitting and chatting today here in the studio.
And if you are watching and you've watched our podcast before, sometimes we've videoed it. You'll notice this is Charlie Daniels. Charlie.
In the middle. We've got a poodle in the middle.
In the middle. Gibby is over there, Gibson.
He's a
Gibby,
Maltese.
the little Maltese. And then the best of the bunch, Booker, he just is over there in his bed. And he's been around.
He's a Yorkie.
Yeah, he's a Yorkie, but he's been around. A lot of us, or a lot of you might have seen us during our COVID days.
Pandemic.
And
We
I
have
think
a
he
booker
got,
cam.
we did, we did over 100 shows during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and he got really used to just getting in his bed, and he finally noticed, he was like, oh, I just need to get in here and lay down until
but
they're
everybody, sometimes he would do some weird things. And,
Yeah.
and people would be more focused on Booker in the video than
We even
us,
had a
but-
booker cam. We went as far as
We
having a booker
did.
cam, but he's being very good over there. But anyway, if y'all have watched before, we do a lot of videos, and we haven't done one in this spot.
Oh, on our couch in the studio in our control
let us know
room.
if you like it or whatever.
So we, like I said a minute ago, we released our debut album, and we did a podcast on that last time, but that was back in October.
October
and
27th.
yes, and so we had some really awesome things happen. You guys actually went and listened to our music, and it was awesome. And we charted at top 30, top 40. We made it to number 39 on the Apple U.S. Country Albums charts. And since then, we've been recording and getting ready to release, lots of writing. And so we're going to run through a little bit of the latest with what we've been doing. We do have a 3-song collaboration with Erin Enderlin. Last Call, the song that she wrote.
We are
and
just
Leanne
now
Womack
wrapping
made.
up. Yeah.
Leanne Womack made it a hit.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's you had just, I was listening to Leanne Womack's, and you had come in and you were like, she sounds just like Erin. There are. I had to go back and listen. I was like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think she tried to sound a little bit like.
I feel like Erin's vocal inspired Leanne Womack when she went into the studio and recorded it. Because I've been hearing this song as Cliff's been mixing and producing the song, and so the collaboration is with Erin Enderlin, a very, very good friend and phenomenal talent, singer, songwriter, artist. She has cuts by Reba, Luke Bryan, Alan Jackson,
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson now is cutting her stuff. Elton John had her on his podcast. She's really made Arkansas proud, and we've come to we're very honored to be a good friend of hers. And she approached us during the Arkansas Country Music Awards nomination season and asked us to perform with her last year on stage at the Arkansas CMAs, and that was really awesome. And out of that, we ended up performing Last Call, the song she had written, and she wanted to do a collaboration with us and have Cliff arrange and produce us. And so now we're about to release Last Call and then 2 other songs. We're going to release the song that Cliff wrote and we released on our album. We're going to do another version with her. Lonesome Cold as You is the name of that song. And then about 2 or 3 months ago, we wrote another song with her called Petty Jean, and we're going to release that song consecutively. We're not going to release them all at the same time. We'll release them one at a time. So the first one's coming up. Last Call will be our next release.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention that the Willie thing. So she just posted about Trisha Yearwood singing. Trisha Yearwood and Willie Nelson are going to be performing her song.
That's so
CMT
cool.
Awards. So that's
so cool.
Really amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, did she?
What?
Yeah, she.
I
posted,
saw her talking about Trisha, but I knew she was friends with Trisha. But they're doing what?
She's singing her song with Willie at the CMT Awards, I guess.
We're going to have to figure out the exact, because that's pretty incredible. That's awesome. Well, shout out to Erin Enderlin. If y'all are not familiar with Erin Enderlin, Erin Enderlin, Enderlin, look her up and go stream her music, and you'll be hearing our version of Last Call with her and 2 other songs. We're also, we just recently went to Nashville. And speaking of Erin, she put you in touch with a producer in Nashville. So while we were in Nashville, we played 3 songwriter rounds at the local and at Live Oak. We did Porch Light Pickers, The Freak Show, and Grindhouse Nashville. And those are all very popular writers rounds. And we got to share our music and be in the round with other awesome writers. And that was very cool. We did a co-write with Blue Foley and Lala Deaton. And then you recorded. I was trying to tee it up to let you explain who Erin introduced us to.
So Erin Enderlin introduced me to Aaron Chmielewski, and he is a tracking engineer in Nashville. He actually lives in Goodlettsville, where I used to live when I was in Nashville, and he does a lot of her tracking. He tracked her vocal for Last Call that we're doing here. Of course, we did all the music and arrangement here at the studio, but Erin is a very busy gal, so she tracked her vocal for us in Nashville.
Which is really cool. I don't know if you guys understand what Cliff is saying. Is like, we can produce songs with artists in Nashville and still live in Little Rock, and we're producing the song, but the artists go to Erin, and don't get me out lying about his last name.
Chmielewski.
Aaron Chmielewski. I will say that 3 times. Chmielewski. I've got it
Got
now.
it.
Aaron can bring Aaron Enderlin in the studio, or any artist or musician or singer, whatever, and record and then send us the files, and then Cliff can produce the song here, and vice versa. We can track here and then send and have a producer produce things there in Nashville or anywhere in the world if they have it. So
we went to Aaron to start recording, and we just went there to track acoustic guitar and a vocal for a new song that we had written, West Virginia. And notably, Aaron Chmielewski has one big thing among many is probably one of the more recent big notable things is Jelly Roll recorded his vocal for Son of a Sinner at his tracking studio.
But he's worked his accolades when I was checking him out, because it's just so cool when you go to Nashville and everybody's worked with so many people, and it's their Rolodex and their accolades are just really, really deep. And of course, Taylor Swift, Faith Hill, those jumped out at me off of the top. He's worked with Ashley McBride, who is a Arkansas girl and makes Arkansas super
Isn't it
proud.
Sheryl Crow? Is that right?
No, it was Colby Calais.
Colby Calais, that's right. I don't know where I got.
We got to sign his wall. Anyway, shout out to Aaron Chmielewski. Did I do it?
Yeah,
I did it.
You got it right.
So we very excited to be able to go out and see our dear friend Lala Deaton, who is a singer-songwriter, and she hosts us when we get out there. And Blue Foley is Grammy nominated and has worked a lot with Ashley McBride. And so we wrote a song with Blue and Lala called "Coming in Hot," and this one I'm going to sing, and I would say it's very close to what Lainey Wilson would rock on stage right now. It's a sassy, kind of woman power kind of song.
Or Ashley McBride.
Or Ashley.
Even maybe a little Shania Twain.
Shania, yeah.
I almost said Shanila. I don't know why. Shania Twain.
Shanila? I don't know. I'm sure there's a Shanila somewhere in the world.
Well, if there's not, then maybe that's what, we'll inspire someone.
We'll get
to
another
name
dog
their kid.
and name it Shanila.
No.
No.
Shanila Buff.
So Nashville was awesome, and then a couple of weeks ago we ended up going down to Florence, Alabama, and performed at University of North Alabama. And then while we were there, just the next city over is Muscle Shoals, and if you know anything about Muscle Shoals, Alabama, it is where a lot of the songs that you know and love were recorded. So many greats, and everything from the Allman Brothers to Etta James, Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding,
Percy Sledge,
lots of Southern rock, the Stones. There's so many, like hundreds. And so
recently Turnpike Troubadour, they did.
And War and Treaty. We went so the point was we went and toured Fame recording studios before we left town, and we went and did the 1.5-hour backstage tour and got to see like where all of this music was made. I got to touch the piano at one key. I got to play one key.
You played two.
I did play two. He said I could play one and I made two, and I was like, nah. But it was Aretha Franklin's piano, that she played Natural Woman on.
No, it was
not Natural Woman.
Nope. Oh gosh, I went blank on it.
Anyway, it was pretty incredible. All over there. It's like a museum, but it's an actual functioning recording studio. So there was portions of the actual tour that it's like, hands off and just for looks and kind of, to take photos, but nothing that you can that they use like they used to back in the day. But now they do still have their 2 studios that are open, and we're going. We got a chance to check their prices and talk to them about booking, and we felt that our song "Waiting on You, Waiting on Me" is a great fit for the next recording or for their studio. So if you want to tell them a little bit about Waiting on You, Waiting on Me.
Yeah, so Waiting on You, Waiting on Me, we started writing that one probably 4 or 5 months ago now. It was right before we went to St. Martin. And it is about kind of our story in a way. Obviously, Fiddle and Keys, if you've listened to that one, is much more direct on about how we met in our story and what we were doing and where we were working. But it's kind of Waiting on You is a love song because we weren't waiting for each other when we met each other. We weren't really looking for anybody. Both of us were not dating. So
the title sounds like we were waiting on each other, but the content of the song is that we weren't waiting.
Waiting on you, waiting on me.
Right. There you go.
I mean, that's what we're calling it anyway. So waiting on you, parentheses, waiting on me, I guess.
And so we're going to record that with this version, this iteration of the Swampers. The Swampers, a lot of them have passed on and or can't play anymore, and so they still have a great band and they're phenomenal. So we're going to record on April 10th, and while we're there, we chose to do another song we could do 2 in one day. So we thought, well, why don't we do a cover song? And we've been vibing out to Into the Mystic Van Morrison. So we decided we'd do our version of that. And so we're excited to go down there and record. And, that leads me to my next thing. Well, first of all, I mean, honestly, we couldn't do all of this without the support of you guys who have been coming to our shows and streaming our music and joining our fan club. I'd love for you to go to downloadoursong.com, and that's a way for you to get a free song as well as join our community. And that's the easiest way for me to just rattle it off on a podcast. Downloadoursong.com. And head on over there, and we'll give you a song and then invite you to the community. We do a giveaway every week. We go live. We do lots of fun stuff in our community. There's about 5,000 people over there now, and we'd love to have you and get to know you out there. And maybe you'll win a T-shirt or a Stanley mug or a cup. Stanley mug
could be a Stanley cup.
We got lots of fun stuff happening over there. We are headed into the eclipse. Let's talk about the eclipse real quick. So the eclipse is happening, this once-in-a-lifetime event in the state of Arkansas, not just Arkansas. The totality is coming, going to happen all across the U.S. But our home city of Hot Springs happens to be in the path of totality, one of the more lengthy totality paths, meaning the sun is going to be covered for one of the longer times over Hot Springs, where we happen to do our shows every weekend at Oaklawn Casino. And so we're doing a show. We're doing 3 shows in the casino, and on the day of the eclipse, they booked us to have our full band, bring everyone in, thousands of people in the infield of Oaklawn. It's a thoroughbred horse racing track, and everyone's going to come, and we're going to experience it, and hopefully there will be no clouds, and we'll be able to see it. We're always concerned about weather, but so I say it's still too far out to tell what weather's going to do, but
yeah, who knows?
We're excited to invite everybody there. Oaklawn.com, you can get your tickets, $20, and 12 and under free. Lots of things for the kids and souvenirs, food trucks, music, and lots of fun at Oaklawn. That contract extends till May 4th, so we'll be performing in the casino every Friday and Saturday from 4 to 8 p.m. until May 4th. And we have a lot of shows that we do, like on a Thursday or a Sunday. We've got our winery that we go and perform at on Sundays once a month. This week we're going to Brewski's North and playing at a sports bar, and that's a fun little venue.
It's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. And we've got the Joint Comedy Theater in North Little Rock, where it's a more intimate songwriter kind of experience. And so we've got some different types of shows we're starting to do now and really share our original music more. And you guys have been so supportive. And like I said, thank you for being out there, following and interacting and joining our fan club and streaming our music and buying T-shirts. It's just been really awesome to build a career and have the support from you guys. So thank you. On my list here.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Well, what would you naturally?
Is that my phone?
That is the wrong phone there.
I was like, it don't have no list.
I
will say, while you're pulling up that list, we do have a rehearsal with our band tonight. After we get off this podcast, actually, we're gonna head there to do a rehearsal with them, and it is very fun playing with the guys that are in our band. I'll just give them a quick shout out. Stephen Bailey.
Stephen Tyler's in our band.
Stephen Tyler's in our band. Woo! He's a background singer.
One day.
Stephen Bailey is our drummer, and he plays with a band called Synergy, among many others. And Joey Vanstar is our bass player.
I've known him for 20 years, and he said, you got me my first paid gig 20 years ago. He lives in Conway, and I went to University of Central Arkansas, and I lived there. Anyway,
And Jack Bennett with Bad Habit.
His band is Bad Habit, great guitar player. So the 5 of us, we have been doing some full band shows. And speaking of lists, I wanted to head over to Keys to the Weekend. So we have been I say I actually.
Yeah, no, she doesn't let me come along.
So they contacted me about doing a partnership with 103.7 The Buzz. So every Tuesday at 12:30 Central, I'm able to go on and talk about, we called it, and I credit to Justin Acri. He came up with it. Keys to the Weekend is the name of my segment. And if you go to entertainersguide.com, it points to my weekly calendar that I go and research, and my virtual assistant helps me with this, and I have a form there to include everyone. So I'm trying to include everyone, but there's a lot going on in Arkansas. So I'm wanting to share and am sharing the music calendar for the territory that the Buzz covers, which is most of the state of Arkansas. So head over to entertainersguide.com if you're in Arkansas. I'm keeping that updated. So if you're looking for live music, and I've got it sorted by city, so you can go to Little Rock or Hot Springs, North Little Rock, Greenbrier, Conway. I'm building out each city as I'm populating that calendar. And just a shout out to Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar has been one of the main sponsors of that segment. And I'm going to be featuring Smile Hot Springs. And then, of course, we're going to sponsor one of them with our Entertainers Academy, because that's something I want to get the word out to fellow artists. But yeah, y'all check out the Keys to the Weekend. I've had fun with that so far. And like I just said, supporting other artists is really central to what we do in our business model. Not only do I say we, but Cliff arranges and produces, and we write songs, and we have our own music and our own shows. But Cliff has produced well over 30 artists now here in our production company. And we also love, sharing and helping other artists get their music out there and learn how to have full-time music careers like we have. And I've been at this for 20 years, and Cliff's a little bit younger than I am. I always share. Should I share my age or make them guess and do a poll?
I think most people already know.
Yeah. I'm 44. I'm a proud 70s baby. December of 79. And what year were you born, Cliff?
91 in November.
So yes, I'm a cougar and I'm proud of it. But
what do they call a younger guy that goes for older women?
A cougar getter?
I don't know.
A cougar hunter?
I guess. What hunts cougars in the wild?
I don't know. We need to figure that out. But so we have the Entertainers Academy we launched a couple of years ago. In fact, Governor Huckabee brought us on his show. We got to perform on national television last year, and we performed Fiddle and Keys, our song, but he also interviewed us on his talk show on national television. And the point was to really share the Entertainers Academy, which I think is unique. I think it's a necessary resource for artists to find ways to really develop the kind of show that connects with your fans, the high energy, the pacing of our show. There's only a few resources in the world that I've found that actually teach what I've come to and what we have come to do with our shows. So we're teaching that in our Entertainers Academy. And right now we're launching the last phase of the full-on launch. We're calling it the 12-week boot camp, and it's the Entertainers Academy Blueprint. And so if you guys are interested, if you are a gigging artist or looking to get into gigging, a singer, pianist, guitarist, we really focus on you guys to join us. Head over to entertainersacademy.com and click on join, and you can see how to join us. We're kicking that off on April 8th, but you can join us midstream as we're building out each module. There's 12 modules. I'm writing a book in conjunction with that. And so all of that will be we'll be wrapping the bow on that at the end of June. Right before we head to Santa Barbara, we'll be performing at the Red Piano all of July in Santa Barbara. And then tell them where we'll be in November.
November, my birthday month. And on my birthday, we will be in St. Martin in the Caribbean. And we go there every year and
perform 6 nights a week.
Yep. Same as Santa Barbara at the Red Piano. I don't know why, but it feels like it's been more than a year since we've been to Santa Barbara, even though it only has been a year.
I feel like we have 3 days in every day. That's
I think
why.
So. That's probably
so if you're interested and you need a reason to come to Santa Barbara, California, which is beautiful there, or come to the island of St. Martin in the Caribbean, you can head over to cliffandsusan.live and go to our tour calendar and scroll down to either July or November and click on the link that we've created to help you plan your trip. And we've had people show up, surprise us, plan their trips, come see us on the island and in Santa Barbara. And it's just a really beautiful venue. It's called the Red Piano in both locations. And this year, we actually think we're going to end up doing a festival in Santa Barbara. We're in talks with having a full band opportunity there.
Yeah.
While we're there, doing the piano bar thing. So that's exciting.
All right. So I know the last topic was on AI, and it was funny. I just saw a short TikTok of Jon Stewart, and he was doing, he's back on the Daily Show now. So he was talking about AI and kind of making light of it, thinking everybody's thinking it's going to be such a huge deal, and he was kind of making fun of it on its flaws now. And I just, it's like, I don't think he realizes it. And there's all these people in the comments that were like, I'm 60 years old, and they said all this stuff about the internet and all this stuff, and it was going to be this, and it didn't ever change anything. Still have the same life. Anyway, so it's interesting.
I tell people, if you did not embrace the internet and email, whenever, in the 90s when we started getting computers and the internet, and I remember the dial-up sound and AOL, and we thought, oh my gosh, you can chat with people. I'm that old, like all of that happened, and it was in a major, the internet changed lives. I mean, it is now like that kind of paradigm shift is what we're living in right now with AI. So let's just imagine that you were like, I'm never going to adopt the internet. I'm never going to send an email. I'm just going to go to the mailbox and send my mail to do business. You would be at a major disadvantage. And so that's where we're headed right now with AI. And there is so much pushback right now. I totally get it. I am of the abundance and positive mindset. I follow Peter Diamandis and a lot of these futurists, and he has a great YouTube channel. Lots of folks out there have wonderful resources to stay up on all the latest in AI. And so I use it daily. I use it to be more efficient. I use it to help me check my grammar, to be more creative. I tell it to act as an expert in any field, like a marketing expert, and I have conversations with it. It knows me. It knows our business. It's a little scary for most, but I will tell you, there's going to be some very, very exciting things. In fact, I just wrote a grant proposal this morning, very sizable grant. The due date was tomorrow, so got it in. And Cliff and I were thinking about what could we do to push the envelope, be very forward-thinking, and this grant is up to $50,000 if we get it. We won't know until January of 2025 if we get it, but I wrote it with utilizing the ability to leverage AI and technology to reach more people with your music. And two of the main points and case points are, examples that I focused on were, I know that it's going to be very soon that we will be able to do shows in the metaverse and perform with people across the world. For example, like the dueling piano setup, we will be able to perform together in the metaverse, but not actually be in the same physical location with the other performers, as well as we will be able to connect with fans, and it's going to be very real in VR. It's the virtual reality space is already out there. You can walk around right now as your avatar.
Right now, it's kind of more cartoonish emojis, but I mean, I feel like probably
they're mapping your face and your actions, and so it's becoming more and more real. What was the Google headset that came out?
No. It was Apple Pro Vision. Right. Apple Pro Vision has their take on their avatars that are getting it's just still in that uncanny valley a little bit, but it's on the other edge of it. It's like it doesn't look. It's good enough to where people have Zoom chats and it uses their avatars, and you forget that it's not
I don't
them.
know how I can explain to what I know is coming other than tell you guys to go and watch some videos on what's out there right now. And when you start realizing where we're headed, your brain is going to first of all, you're going to get scared. I'm just going to say that. You're going to get scared. Like I got scared. I got in a deep depression for about 2 weeks about it. And I was like, I'm not going to go that direction. I'm going to embrace this because, first of all, early adopters in any technology space are winners. I like to at least go in full on knowing what's coming at me and research it and then figure out how to adapt, modify, and adjust. And the entrepreneur in me wants to go, okay, how can I make some money and really like do it with make it, let it be competitive for our business. So back to the metaverse, we will be able to have concerts, and I mean they're already doing it. We've done some on some level, but I'm talking about where you feel like you are in real life with other people who are literally not in the same space as you. So there's that to bridge the gap between physical and we're all in every industry. And I could make a case for, when the internet came along, we all have begun the evolution of mapping ourselves in our physical form onto virtual land and virtual space. We do that with our websites. We're connected now with virtual devices, with our smartphones.
And it's all about gamifying the experience and all of
Right. So we're
ways.
going to gamify through AR. So augmented reality was the other part of the grant proposal that was like, how awesome would it be to gamify our festival, our events, and think Pokemon Go on steroids, and where right now there are apps where you can take certain portions of your event space and bring it to life with AR. So if, for example, a smartphone in your pocket could pull up an app and scan over a certain area in your venue, and it could come to life, and there could be flying things, and then friend could walk over there, and that could be in the video that you take with this augmented reality that is only activated in your space. It's really, really cool, and that would be one example. Those are two examples,
but
actually.
Not even gamifying just AR, but VR could be gamified too.
Oh, yeah,
just
totally.
in the same way like TikTok has all of the gifts that they give. Like you could have virtual money that you put in a tip jar at a dueling piano club, and when you put it in, it does something.
Well, I want to tell the funny story.
And you get stats. You're like, oh, you're a big tipper, and you get stats.
Well, you can buy
on how many times
your
you've been
avatar
there.
can buy the virtual T-shirt.
Yep.
And like it's not a real T-shirt, but they bought
You can get a real T-shirt, but you're also getting to wear it in the game.
or one or the other, and or whatever. But
Yeah.
I want you to tell this story. So y'all, I'm going to tell this story because we're on the podcast and this is long form, so I don't have to be super like short and to the point. So I walked in. We have this VR Oculus headset. And we've had it since the pandemic, and
it's the old one.
It's
Quest
the old
2.
one, and we got it, and it's. I mean, I can stand and like paint. I can like paint in 3D. I can get my paintbrush. I can do all of these awesome things, and you can watch AR videos like 3D movies and feel like you're in them and stuff.
You know we're gonna have to upgrade to the Quest 3 now.
I know, that's true. So Cliff tells me what happened. I can't remember.
We hadn't used it in forever, and I
went to bed early. Yeah, that's what it was. I went to bed at like 8 o'clock one
I
night.
thought you were still up when you walked in.
No, the next morning
right.
You said, "Hey, I want to tell you, you won't believe I walked around in the metaverse last night."
Well, and we hadn't put that on in forever, and
it's a white. Like for those who don't understand, you put these white goggles on, and you have these little handheld guns in your hand, and you're like, that's how you interact in virtual land. So you are looking, controllers, and you're looking through the headset, and you are in virtual land. Your brain, and a lot of it is very realistic. I mean, it can really mess with your psychology. I mean, like there is. Well, our family broke our first iteration of it because listen, we took it to Christmas at family. We took it to our family Christmas. We were like, everybody get on and walk the plank. There's this
Richie's plank experience.
And we gave it to our cousin who put it on, and we were on hardwood floor. So don't do this, by the way. Don't give it to somebody, and they get in there and they're walking the plank, and somebody goes to push them off the plank
in real life.
Like, which don't do that either. And it scares her, and the thing falls off and breaks in the floor. Like the headset falls off of her head, and so she felt terrible. And we sent it in and said it was broken, and we got.
So anyway, this Quest 2, I'd put it on. I'd play some fishing games. Did
you go fishing? So he tells me,
I like the fishing game.
He's like, I went fishing in the metaverse last night, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You did.
Well, no, but obviously that wasn't it. But eventually there's so much VR fishing you can do, and then you get bored. But but they have. It's not really the metaverse. That's not what it is. It has a different name on the Oculus. I guess it is the metaverse, maybe.
Well, yeah.
But there's something else that it's called.
It's called Horizon.
Is it Horizon? Yeah,
it's Horizon.
It is Horizon.
But that's the name of the app. I think that it's technically the metaverse.
Horizon has everything.
Yes.
It's all encompassing of the different places that you can go.
I just want to pause for a minute. Do you know how much, like in 2 years, we're going to look back?
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be like, remember when we couldn't even remember like what was going on? Like it's going to be so part of our lives in the future. We're going to laugh at ourselves.
I say that all the time with AI and everything. It's like it's such a drastically, quickly expanding and accelerating progress that. I mean, it's in 5 years, it's going to be unrecognizable to what it is now, and we can't even imagine. Same as internet, they're like we see all these old segments of this thing called the internet or a smartphone, anything, and we're going to look like
so.
Dopes,
you were walking around in Horizon.
You can go anywhere. There's all of these. Like I love horror stuff. And there's nothing really scary on there. I've tried to. There's probably a good paid one, but like you can walk around in these different worlds that are created, and some of them are created by users who create these different worlds
Like
that you can walk around in.
That's one of the things in our grant proposal is I want to create a venue, which venues have been created, but I want to create a venue and be able to do what I just said earlier.
Yeah, work with
play and perform in the internet.
to do that.
And perform in the
and so I went to like a haunted house thing. They had this haunted house experience.
I didn't hear about the haunted house.
Oh, well, you're hearing about it now. And it was like you walk up, it's a spooky looking grass, and you got the house, and it's kind of foggy, and you walk up to the house, and there's all these people walking around, and the
other people, like real people, who were also like you.
Yeah, real people
there's
walking around with their
to
headset.
This, by the way, guys. I want to tell you in a minute. There's a surprise coming.
You go through some. There's one place that it's just like it looks like a big projector movie that's showing some weird stuff going on. And and there's like different things that you can
You're
do.
making me
like
want to go put it on.
Break glass, and there's spiders coming out. Anyway, it wasn't scary, but it was fun. It was fun.
I want to go into a room where there's puppies, and I can just play with puppies.
There probably is one. There's also instead of McDonald's, it's called MetDonald's, like Metaverse.
Yeah, because copyrights, you can't be calling it McDonald's.
And there's a Waffle Home instead of a Waffle House.
And you told me there were kids in there playing spray guns.
On the McDonald's, they have in the parking lot, they're like these little spray guns, and everybody was getting spray guns and shooting.
And when you say everybody,
water.
You mean other people like you with a headset on, somewhere else in the world, walking around.
And now you can go there and do tasks like. You can work at the McDonald's.
For money?
And no, I don't know.
No, you told me you had to have Metabucks.
That was different on a different venue. So let's get to the point here.
No, yeah. So,
that's all cool and fun, but there was also like the first reason I went to this one place is because they had these games, and there was unfortunately no one playing these games.
When he says no one playing, like somebody else in their house with a headset on is walking around. He can walk up. We can walk up and talk to them. You can have conversations with other people. So like you could walk in McDonald's and be talking to this person or playing this little game.
It's not. I'm trying to think of the right word. Peripheral and spatial. So. When you walk up to a person, you start hearing their conversation louder and louder as you get up to them. So
if they're talking to someone,
you can hear like when I walked up, every once in a while there were two people talking to each other in the metaverse with their avatars were talking to each other, and you can like high five and do different cool things. And
it's pretty weird though.
It is. It's a little bit weird.
It's not there yet.
But anyway, so I was gonna go. They had cornhole. And like these little cornhole competitions or basketball, and the basketball was really hard.
I want to go to a rodeo. Cool. I want to ride a horse.
But anyway, there was no one playing these games, so I went to another thing, and they were like, it said live entertainment somewhere, and I was like, what?
So Cliff tells me, I walk up to this private club, and I'm like, you did what? And he starts telling me, So the punchline here is, guys, he's walking around in the metaverse, but he's walking around as my avatar. So I could not stop laughing when I pictured Cliff. Now, you said you didn't talk to anybody.
I did not talk to anybody. I didn't say anything.
My avatar, like me, my long brown hair, and like, I don't know what my avatar's wearing right now.
Yeah, just to preface, when you get your Quest 2, you have to sign in through Facebook because Facebook is now Meta, and that's what the Oculus Quest is.
And then you pick out your outfit, and you try to, you could be whatever you want. But I tried to look like me, and so
I've never created my avatar.
I know you got the Oculus on, and you're walking around as me, and I'm like, well, that could have gone awry because you. So you tell me you never went into the private club. You didn't know what was going on in there.
No, there were a couple different clubs, and some of them were 18 and up, and I don't know what that means. And because it said. It said live entertainment, but it also said 18 plus.
The OnlyFans version of in the metaverse, like OnlyFans.
Is that what it is, though?
I'm just saying that's where everything's headed that way. The porn industry. Everything.
I feel like there probably was a strip club somewhere. I didn't get that far though.
Yeah. Well, my point is, mamas, hold your babies tight because, good Lord, here we are. I know it's already a crazy world out there, and we're in the wild, wild west. And with the internet in general, but you think about AI, and AI is, I mean, it's out of the box. There's no reeling it back. It's there. So I don't want to scare anybody. I got a kick out of the fact that Cliff was walking around as me in the metaverse.
I couldn't go in because it did cost $100 and I didn't know what that was. I don't know if that relates to $1 or $100 or $10. What is that in real money? Who knows?
I don't know. But here's where I want to. We're gonna wrap this up. We've got band rehearsal we got to get to and get ready for this weekend. But I want to wrap this up, and I'm going to bring it all home from AI technology to all the things that we just shared with you guys. AI's coming. And what I know
it's already here.
It is, but our ability. What the coming part of that phrase is that we are all going to eventually adopt it more and more. And some of us will push back more than others. But I encourage you to join us in our fan clubs and all of that, because the coolest thing about technology is that we can connect with everyone across the world. As long as we've got that device in our hand, we're able, and you've got an account. Our fan club is on Facebook. But like I said earlier, go to downloadoursong.com, and we'll send you a free song and you can join. We'll send you an invite to the fan club. And that's where all of this will happen, guys. Like, we're staying up. We do a live show once a month where we interact, and we're doing that in virtual space. So you can join that from anywhere in the world currently. But it will be cool to interact on a new level with AI and technology as it continues to integrate. Who knows, we might get that grant and be one of the leaders in the space to bring live music and allow you to put your headset on and walk around and feel like you're in the same room with us, not just looking at us through a device. So do that. Head over to downloadoursong.com. If you're on a social media platform, we are too. So you can go to Cliff and Susan and find us. Just type in Cliff and Susan, give us a follow, send us a message. And we'd love to see you in a venue. We do over 200 shows a year. You can go to cliffandsusan.live. That's our website. Check out our tour schedule. There's a upcoming shows link there where you can click, and it has our latest shows. And just shout out to all you guys who made it this far into our podcast to sit and listen to us talk for, I don't know, 45 minutes.
That was a long rambling story about metaverse, and
hey, some people get off that. So look, I love it. I geek out every day. I even took my watercolor paintings and made them come to life in AR. I made my Willie Nelson painting. He was looking down. My painting obviously is 2D. It's a painting. And I put it into AI, and now Willie opens up and looks at you from this painting that I created. I mean, when I realized, something in my core shook.
And your horse, and my horse rode away.
A horse that's like bucking in the air. Obviously, it's a watercolor, and I had AI make it come to life and run off the page. Oh my God, it's eerie. It is,
and it's gonna get better. And I always love the phrase that everybody uses is when we're looking at something and it's already like, oh my God, that looks so real. Well, this is as bad as it's going to be. This is the worst it's going to be right now. Like,
it's getting
just
better
going
and better.
to get better and better.
Right now you can text to image, ChatGPT, Bing, Pilot, Microsoft Pilot. There's all of these different things you can use right now. There's a multitude. There's thousands of AI.
Who uses Bing? Nobody uses Bing.
But we are now able to just type in, I want a picture of whatever, and it'll give you a picture of that. But now we're now typing in a video. So very soon you will be able to just create a video just by typing it out.
If you want to really get a feel for what it's capable of, and again, it's as worse as it's going to be right now, is Sora. Look up Sora, Sora, and it'll blow your friggin' mind. It's crazy.
And when he says look it up, you can go to their website, but you can also go to YouTube and type in Sora, and you can get some folks who've tried it and they're like, giving it reviews and stuff.
It's not open to the public yet. It's been available to.
But that's why Hollywood's on
users.
strike, and that's why there's going to be some copyright laws and ethics issues.
And Sora just currently went to Hollywood with it. And they're currently trying to
I saw them make it. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, we love you. We will check you on the next podcast. If you have ideas for anyone you'd like for us to bring on, we've got some upcoming celebrities. We've got a local celebrity that's going to be on one of our next podcasts who's agreed to do that. Arkansas celebrity. I'll let you guess who that might be. And we've got some fellow artists,
some other artists
that are going to come in. One of the next will be John Bailey and the Heathen Revival.
He's a celebrity too.
Yeah, he is. And he is up for nomination at the Arkansas CMAs for Collaboration of the Year, that Cliff produced, and we're going to bring him in and interview him, and then he's going to sing and play 2 or 3 songs for y'all. So one of our podcasts will be songs, sharing some songwriters' music.
We'll put him right here in the middle where Charlie is, and he'll keep looking back and forth at us.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Welcome to the Cliff and Susan podcast, where we go live and do podcasts once when we feel like it. Hopefully,
but now we're done.
Now we're done. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.